Hiya, it's Jason, Jason's Jungle. Today I'm in the kitchen and I'm doing something with my cucumbers that I've never done before. My cucumbers have been really productive this year, and I've got loads of them. So I'm going to try doing something a little bit unusual with them and make them into a sorbet. I've got quite a few cucumbers here, harvested about 8 pounds of them the other day, and a few more today and a few more yesterday. So I have a range of cucumbers here, and I'm going to turn these into a sorbet. If you're interested in the recipe, that makes 2 of it, because I'm making this up as I go, so I'll find out what the recipe is when I've finished. But I'll crack on with this and talk you through the steps as I make them up. The first thing I'm going to do is make a syrup. So I've got here 200 grams of sugar, and I'm going to put that into a small amount of water and add some mint. So I've got some mint here. I'm just going to chop the leaves up. So 200 grams of sugar. Pop that into the pan, move this out of the way. Then taking the measure, I'll probably use I'll try a cup first, see how much that looks like. With water. That should be enough. Then I will chop my mint. I don't have to chop it really fine because it's going to be blended later on. Just enough so it gets the flavour coming through. And I'll add that to the pan. Turn it on. And all I really want to do is to get the sugar dissolved. Once the sugar's dissolved, I'll turn it off and let it cool. So I'll do that and come back to you when it's ready. So that's simmered. The sugar's been dissolved, the mint's infusing in it, and it's cooling down. So what I've now got here is various cucumbers. I've got 900 grams of this, should be about right. And I'm going to top and tail them, peel them and take out the seeds. So I'll get on with that. Now you might have noticed I've got different kind of cucumbers here. I've got White Wonder and I've got Puna Kiva. So the orange one's Puna Kiva. Perfectly fine once it goes orange, it just ends up with larger seeds. So I'll just to core them out a bit more. If you're using sort of like the standard English cucumbers or ridge cucumbers that are green, longer and thinner, you know, you don't let them get a bit riper. Then you might not need as much, but yeah, so I'll just do this with the rest of them and I'll come back to you once I've got them all chopped. I'm just going to show you the Puna Kiva. This is also known as an orange cucumber. Now you can harvest them smaller, less mature, when they're pure white with little black flecks where the spines are. It's a ridge type cucumber. But out of interest, let them get a bit bigger just to see them, that orange skin. Yeah, and look at that. Now that's the juiciest area, but it's also got all the seeds in. And really you don't want them, I don't want them in the sorbet, so I'm removing them. And as they get mature, the skins get tougher. But it's actually quite a nice flavour cucumber. You know, even when it's gone mature like this, it doesn't taste bitter. Now if you're using green cucumbers and you just want a few flecks of green, you can leave some of the cucumber unpeeled, and that would give you a bit of colour flecking through it, I suppose. But in general, I think, because the skins can be tougher, I'm just going to make sure they're all peeled. It'll give a nice consistent creamy white flesh and texture to the look to the sorbet. So to this, I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice. Lemon juice I find is like a bit like having salt on a savoury meal. It just helps to bring the flavour out. So, 1, 2, and well, the syrup isn't quite cooled yet, so what I'll do is I'll put a towel over this, put it in the fridge, and I'll come back when the syrup's cool and I'll do the next bit. The syrup's cooled down now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it into here, into the cucumber, and blend it down. So just tip all the syrup and the mint. Then I'm going to take the hand blender, because my magic bullet's broken, and zap it. So this is going to be noisy. So let's see what that consistency is. Yeah, so it's got a few lumpy bits in, but very small lumpy bits. And we can smell cucumber and the mint in there. Okay, so now I need to get my ice cream maker, set that up, and turn this into a sorbet. So this is my ice cream maker. 2 mugs that have been sitting in the freezer all afternoon. And what I do is I've got the paddles in there. I switch it on, and I've transferred my fluid into a jug. I turn it on and I pour it in. And it's glooping down. And I managed to miss half of it. So what I'll do is I'll let this stir away until it's ready, and I will show you the final result. Well, it's been half an hour on this, and unfortunately it's not setting properly. Now that could be because I didn't have these cold enough, or it could be because I've got quite a high sugar level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip these out of here. I'm going to stick this into the freezer and then go back every half hour and an hour, give it a stir with a fork to break the ice up, and keep whisking it up to break it down. Now, so if you don't have an ice cream maker, that's how you can do it in your freezer. Just keep going back, breaking up the ice crystals, and well, I will give that a go and see how it breaks up. This has now been in the freezer for quite a while, and I've been in and out stirring it around to keep it broken up. And let's have a look, see what it's like. Okay, so here It's sort of in between a sorbet and a gratin. Well, you know, the next one up, the slightly granular one. And it looks okay. So now, let's give it a taste test. So now, it's time to see if this tastes any good, or if it's all been a waste. Ooh. That is actually surprisingly quite nice. I can taste the mint, I can taste the cucumber. It's sweet, but not too sweet. Could reduce the sugar a bit, which might help with the freezing. But I think the problem was that just isn't powerful enough to do a sorbet. It's okay for ice creams. First time I've tried a sorbet in it. And the higher sugar makes it need to freeze at a lower temperature. But yeah, this isn't too bad. I'll put that down to a success. Okay, well if you've liked this, got any ideas for it, let us know down in the comments. Click like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.